Katie here, and we are inspiring others by fearlessly empowering ourselves. And I have Peter Lexrell with me here. And today we want to talk about what is the root cause of anxiety and or depression. And so, thank you for your time today with me, Peter. So the big question that I want to start with is, what if your anxiety is not a disorder, but a signal that your soul is waking up? And then I'm going to ask the next one too, because they are so closely tied together. What if your depression is not a flaw, but a threshold into the next version of you? And I know, Peter, when you and I started working together, I was like, why are all these people having anxiety and depression? And I know that I myself have gone up and down, and I feel like all of us to some degree have experienced this. So, what would you like to say about the root cause of anxiety and depression?
So, in regards to the root cause from the spiritual perspective, and scientists are also discovering this, that there are multiple layers of ourselves. And so, when one aspect is not in coherence with another aspect, it shows up in physical form as depression. And it's like saying that our soul is calling our personality to be in alignment with its divine purpose or its true purpose. And it's like, when you're driving your car and you're going in one direction and your GPS is saying reroute, move in another direction, like reroute. And so it shows up in our reality that we're not feeling satisfied, we're feeling discomfort, nothing seems to really hit the mark for us. And it's that search for what is our true purpose. Everything in our reality begins to shift. All in addition to that, our energy level begins to change, and as the energy changes and vibration changes, our reality shifts. So you find also that people around you might also be changing, your environment might be changing, because the soul is experiencing a new dimension, a new aspect of itself. And the deeper the call, or the deeper the mission, the assignment of the soul, the deeper the depression will appear in physical reality, because there will be no objective experience that will satisfy the soul's craving for its true mission, its true assignment in the physical dimension. Until that assignment has been identified, then there's a sense of satisfaction and release from that soul pain or pressure, the dark night of the soul.
That's beautiful. And I just recently had a huge awareness for myself, and we've had this conversation about like passion, right? And our passion is our purpose oftentimes. And one thing you asked me is, what lights you up, Katie? And I said, oh, I really love when people get the tight eyes and they're so happy, or they have a foot bath and they feel so good afterward. And then I realized in talking to you that that has actually not true happy passion for me. That's validation from others. What's really passionate for me and lights me up is energy work and these kinds of conversations and drawing. And so, truly allowing ourselves that time and space to dig in and see what is ours and what is others, because oftentimes we get distracted by other people's uh, ideas for us, and then we're living someone else's dream, and that's when we're being distracted from that um, or that higher self's pathways. So I really like the next question, or the next part of this conversation, is the myth of brokenness. So many people think something is wrong with them when they feel emotionally heavy. And from a spiritual lens, these emotions can be invitations rather than punishments. And we talk about how sometimes anxiety and depression can be from our higher self calling us to our purpose, and then our child self and what we've been taught about ourselves by society. It holds us back because it's like, oh no, if we do that, people are going to leave us, they're not going to love us. And so then we don't go for our passion because we have this feeling of being broken. And so, do you have any insight that you'd like to say about wholeness and how to find that?
Absolutely. Part of what we teach is in that, yeah, part of what we teach is in archetypal psychology, and you think about the seeker. The
Mm.
seeker in us is constantly looking for that thing that actually breaks the status quo, breaks the conformity to a specific system or a specific way of doing things. And the reason why within us there's always that seeker for more, the explorers. wanting more, it's because there is an impulse to evolve. There's an impulse in creation, in nature, for things to move to the next, it's what we call continuous improvement, for things to move to its next version, its higher version. So if a person has stayed in a certain place for quite some time, there's that impulse that there's more, there could be more for me. And you think about it also from the perspective of our soul. When a child is born, talking about the age of the soul, when we think about it esoterically speaking in regards to cyclic existence or reincarnation, which is an interesting conversation. Not everyone believes in it. However, science has proven that kids can remember their past lives. So if an individual had lived a certain life before and they attained a level of maturity in that life and they come again into the physical world to live another life, and that life is similar to their past lives, their past life, they will want to experience more because they will get bored. It's like playing the same game over and over again. You feel like I've played this game before. Can I, get a game that has a greater challenge, or playing the same game and playing it at the same level, right? When we play games, we always move from level one to level two until we meet the boss at the end. So when a child or an individual is born and the world is still the same way it was, or slightly improved from where the individual left before, if there are no challenges, no new opportunities to explore the self and to get to know the self more, there will be that level of boredom, and that boredom in reality shows up as depression because nothing will stimulate, neurologically speaking, their experience. So they'll be seeking a greater level of exposure, a greater level of sort of like risk taking to find out and discover more about their true potential and their true power as creative beings.
Thank you. That's beautiful. And so we've hit a bit on the depression because that is that like feeling held back and not stepping into our true power and along the lines of that. And so we are keeping this one short. So in the next conversations, I do want to go into anxiety and the spirituality of that, and then also the dark night of the soul. So we are just doing shorts for now. And if you guys have any specific topics that you'd like, please let us know in the comments below. Definitely make sure to subscribe and like our channel. And we do love to have all of your insights on what you want to learn about. And we have a lot that we like to talk about. So before we go, Peter, is there anything that you want to say about maybe one practice or two practices that people could use to help them to release maybe some type of pressure from society that is holding them back from stepping into out of their comfort zone?
I think individuals should not be afraid to take bold steps. Individuals should um, feel comfortable with breaking the status quo. If you've done certain things for some time and you feel an urge to move, then take that step, move. If you feel the impulse to be in a new relationship, then take that step to move. If you feel the urge, to get new friends, new community, then take that urge. Step out of the boat and step out of the boat knowing that you have your higher self with you. Step out with trust and with confidence that everything will work out because it always does work out in the end for good.
And it's funny because we often look at the fears that we have, and usually the things never happen. And also, we have an idea of what we would think something wants to look like, and then it may turn out to be better than we could have ever imagined. So I invite us all to keep an open mind. And the question for this week is, where am I living in a way that no longer resonates with my truth? So you can answer this to yourselves. You can answer this in the comments below. You can find either one of us and send us a private message. Again, that question is, where am I living in a way that no longer resonates with my truth? So we look forward to continuing to grow together. Much love.